Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel.
We've been showing a lot of property investments areas and discussing the future of Dubai in other videos. We have had a lot of comments and questions from you guys, which we appreciate, especially regarding like how to actually get there, how to actually get a visa to move to the country and what does that mean. First time we came to Dubai, we felt that it was a complete jungle to figure out what's the right visa for us specifically, because there are loads of them.
It is the tourist visa, employment visa, freelance visa, investment visa, golden visa, etc.
In this video, we wanted to cover the two main ones that we typically get questions regarding, and these are for people who are looking to invest in the country, and they would be
the golden visa and the investment visa.
Let's start with the most fun one, golden visa.
The fancy one that everyone wants.
Everyone knows that people in Dubai, and especially the locals, they like gold. In 2019, they came out with this visa to benefit especially investors, highly skilled workers and entrepreneurs to the country, and they call it golden visa. And how do you then get a golden visa? Well, there are mainly three things that you can look at, and they are actually making it easier and easier every year now to get this visa. The first one is from property investment. That means you need to invest a minimum of 2 million dirhams, which would be
around 500,000 euro
into property. And this could be in a ready-made apartment or a house, or it now actually can also be in an off plan, which means that you can, as an early investor, go in and invest 2 million on a payment plan and then be able to apply for that golden visa. The second one is highly skilled workers that you can get sponsored via employment. You are
a doctor or some really skilled person that they required in UAE.
Exactly, that the government or the country needs, and then you can apply for the highly skilled one. Or the third option is that you are getting a salary from a company in Dubai for a minimum of 6 months. It needs to be at least 30,000 dirhams a month. Important there that it needs to be a WPS salary, which means that when you get the money to your bank, it needs to be specified as a salary. So those are the three ones: investor, highly skilled, or actual wage from your employer. Why do we want the golden visa?
So the reason why we want golden visa is that you can come and go whenever you want for 10 years. It means that you don't need to come every 6 months, which is the other requirements for the other visas. You can just come and go, which is really good. You can work in UAE. You don't need a separate visa for the employment. Another benefit is that you don't need any sponsorship. You get access to a lot of different services like healthcare, education, etc.
All in all, it's much more flexible solution, and the government really wants to reward people who want to stay there for a long time. So if you're moving with your family or you have children and whatnot, maybe you have parents, you can actually sponsor dependent. Say that Malin would have a golden visa and we are married, then I can get access and apply for it via Malin. All in all, for family, it's a great thing to look at the golden visa options for flexibility and security. Let's move over to the other visa, the not so sexy by name, the investor visa.
It's not that famous either. People doesn't know about this.
And I guess that's just marketing, because golden will always shine more. But this is the nice thing with the investor visa. It's it has
similar.
Very much, and has same advantages as you would get with the golden visa. You could even sponsor your partner, spouse with this visa. But there are two big differences compared. The first one, of course, time.
Yeah, so you only get 2 years with investment visa, but you can renew it after that. But compared to the golden, you have 10 years, so it's 8 years different, which is quite a lot.
And then you have to come into the country at least once every 6 months. But if you're planning to, invest there and I'm spending time there anyway, it shouldn't be a big issue once every 6 months, essentially. The other one is, of course, the amount
that you need to invest.
Yeah.
So with the investment visa, you only need to invest 750,000 dirham, which makes a huge difference to the 2 million dirham that you have to do if you get the golden visa. So that's a big advantage, is that you don't need to take that much risk or cash into Dubai for the first time.
As Molly said, first-time investors, it could be great. You want to maybe get to know the market a little bit better. You want to spend some time there without just having tourist visa. So investing 715,000 is not as big as 2 million, of course. The only piece there, I guess, is also that it needs to be a completed apartment. It cannot be off-plan.
Or commercial.
Or a commercial estate. But for most investors, normal ones, the investor visa would do quite fine, and you can easily upgrade later on if you're putting in more money. So
you can always start with investment visa, have that for 2 years, and then if you like it and if you want to continue, change to the golden visa.
Yeah, exactly. And you can just upgrade it to the golden and then spend less time there over a 10-year period. So check out that investor visa.
And it's easier as well. The golden requires more information and more documents than the investment visa as well. So it's more straightforward.
Very straightforward.
Yeah.
Let's discuss the process a little bit, because getting a visa, when you hear it the first time, feel a bit scared what you heard from other processes when you're going to get a visa to US, you want to go to Asia and things like this. In Dubai, they want to make it easy for you to get the visa. We've actually been very, very pleasantly surprised about this process. Paperwork, it's not that bad.
No, there's few documents that they required. You need to have a valid health insurance. You need to get the paper from the investment.
Yeah, the title deed to see that you actually bought the property. You need the passport.
Yeah, of course.
Certain, the normal things. But all in all, it is quite straightforward, and it's not that big of a burden as in some other countries.
No, and you can log into the place, and it's really straightforward. You just follow the process from step one.
I think where you need help from our experience is then if you're going to invest, that's where you're going to need the help. How do I actually choose the right area? How do I know if it's good value or not? So once you've done that investment, if that is above 750,000, over 2 million, then for the golden, getting the visa is not a big issue at all. But the big thing is there how to invest, unless you're actually coming with an employer, and then you can just wait those 6 months if you have good enough salary, or make the argument to get a highly skilled visa from your employer. So it all depends a little bit on your own situation. The administrative process of getting a visa
is straightforward, yeah. For some nationals, it might require a little bit more documents, but check out the website and it will tell you whatever you need. The visa cost is almost the same with the two different visas, the golden visa and investment visa. It's around 10,000 dirham. If you do it by yourself, there's a lot of company that you can use as well and pay a fee for that, and they help you with the whole process, but you should be able to do it by yourself.
Yeah, and so that would be 2,500 euros, maybe $2,700 for that visa. And then remember, that would be for 2 years for the investor and even 10 years for the golden. So it's not that big of an investment. Let's summarize them.
To be able to get the investment visa, you only need to invest 750,000, but you only get 2 years, and then you can renew it after that. But with the golden visa, you need to invest more. You need to invest 2 million dirham, but you get it for 10 years. So it's a more long-term solutions.
Yeah, and you get to say that you have the golden visa, which is probably the coolest thing of it all.
And you get the golden card as well.
That's what you want. It's like a Willy Wonka ticket.
Yeah.
But jokes aside, how about then getting citizenship, you might ask, to the UAE? Unless you are a highly, highly wealthy person and planning to invest at least $50 million in the country, getting citizenship would be very, very difficult in the country, of course. So these were 2 visas discussed today. We mentioned a lot more in the beginning of this video. We will cover a lot more as well in future videos, but we wanted to give you the 2 main ones that we thought would be most relevant.
And if you want us to discuss the other visas, let us know and we will do another video with that.
So much more coming, so make sure to subscribe, comment, and do all the fun stuff. And
see you on the next one.